It's late, past midnight. You're lying in bed, phone inches from your face, doom scrolling Instagram, just hoping for one more hit of dopamine, one more funny video, one more laugh. You're not even enjoying it anymore. You're just scrolling because stopping would mean sitting alone with your thoughts, and that feels worse. But the videos stop being funny. Somewhere along the scroll, the algorithm shifts, the jokes fade, and now it's just girls. Perfect lighting, perfect bodies, perfect smiles, and something inside of you starts to stir. A hunger, a restlessness, an emptiness that needs to be filled. And the scary part is how normal it feels. How familiar, like your brain already knows exactly where this is going. At first, just looking is enough, but eventually, it isn't. They still have clothes on, and your brain tells you, you can fix that. So, almost on autopilot, you open incognito mode, you type in whatever your mind and body are craving at that moment. You hate what you were doing, but you love the rush. It doesn't even feel like a choice anymore. It feels like a reflex, like your body is making the decision before your conscience even has time to speak. And then, it's over. Quicker than you expected. Now, you're just lying there, in the dark, phone still glowing. That heavy wave crashes over you. Your post-nut clarity hitting extra hard tonight. I never want to do this again, you tell yourself. You promise yourself, this time is different, that you've finally learned your lesson, that tomorrow will be better. You close your phone, you roll over, you fall asleep, guilty, ashamed, and dirty. And you know what the worst part is? That wasn't your last time. You'll probably do it again tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow night, maybe tomorrow morning. Because the problem was never just a habit, it was the hole underneath it, the one you don't know how to fill. What a terrible way to go to bed. But unfortunately, it's a way I'm far too familiar with. I have to wake up at 6 a.m. for work, but I can't sleep, not without that nightly routine. It's just burned into my brain. My body thinks it needs that release just to rest. At some point, it stops being about desire and starts being about control, or rather, the lack of it. I lived like this for years. I was probably 14 when it started. I'm 19 now. 5 years of straight gooning. Almost every day, sometimes multiple times a day. 5 years of telling myself, just this once. 5 years of living two lives, the one everyone saw and the one I hid. Sure, there were moments, maybe a few days, a couple weeks, even a month, where I stopped. Each time I thought, this is it, I'm finally done. But I never was. No matter what I tried, I always ended up in the same place. Same screen, same shame, same cycle. And that's when it hit me. Willpower alone wasn't enough. If it was, I would have beaten this years ago. I thought I was too far gone. That was until I tried something I never wanted to try. Accountability. I didn't want to tell anybody about my porn addiction. I was terrified, ashamed. I thought if anyone knew, they'd look at me differently forever. I thought the silence was protecting me, but really, it was keeping me trapped and ensnared in the same sin. But somehow, God gave me the courage to tell a couple of my friends and my brothers. That was the first time I ever said that out loud. And something incredible happened. The burden of the sin that I'd been carrying around for years, that I was committing daily in secret, was finally dragged into the light. And the weight of it was lifted off my chest. Not because I was suddenly cured, but because I wasn't alone anymore. I also downloaded an app on all my devices called Victory Shield. It monitors screen activity and blocks 18+ websites, and sends reports to your accountability partner. I highly recommend this for anybody struggling with the same thing I did. Man, that first couple weeks felt amazing, but it didn't end there. Confession didn't magically make the struggle disappear. I still fell, I still failed, and I still had to keep confessing. And that humbled me, because I realized healing isn't a moment, it's a process. Because denying your flesh, running to God when you're weak, it's not easy. It's uncomfortable. It hurts your pride. So, I built accountability groups, prayer groups, people who could pick me up when I was tired, discouraged, and weak. Now, I still struggle with lust. I'm not over it. I feel attacked by it daily. But the difference now is I don't have to pretend the temptation isn't there. I face it head on, with honesty, and I'm not alone. And when that feeling comes, I don't run to porn. I bring it to God, because that's what we're supposed to do. I still struggle with lust. That hasn't magically disappeared. Some nights are harder than others. Some days, I still feel that pull. But now, when it comes, I don't pretend it isn't there. I bring it to God, and slowly, I have been changing. I don't hate myself the way I used to. I don't feel so alone. And that void that once felt unbearable does not feel so empty anymore. Healing didn't come in one moment. It came in 1,000 small choices. One prayer, one conversation, and one night I chose not to hide. So if you're watching this late at night, phone in your hand, feeling that same emptiness, you're not broken, you're not too far gone, and you're not alone. There is a way out. And that is through Jesus, the only way to defeat lust.